Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We are on day 11 of our 30 days to happiness. And today I am teaching you about how to get yourself wired for joy. When we think about joy, that is so different than our happiness. We typically want both, but what truly brings joy into our life? Like, can you sit there and name 5 things that bring you pure joy in your life? And so, what I want to do is with this exercise, I'm going to walk you through it, but then I would like for you to do it on your own with the allotted amount of time that you would need for each section. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get you wired. One of the books that I read and a tool that I use, it came from the book Wired for Joy. It's a revolutionary method for creating happiness from within by Laurel Mellon. And it was a fabulous book. And so, one of the exercises that we had to do in that book is the same exercise I'm going to push you through. But it requires you to do a little bit of thinking and maybe stepping out of your box a little bit. So, what I want you to do is think about, or the next time, or no, today, I want you to take something that where you find yourself in a state other than joy. So, like, I want to teach you to use the following activities to switch your stress circuit to a joy circuit and teach yourself how to feel better now. Okay. So, the first thing, so step one is recognize and accept your current state. By accepting how you feel, you will not add resistance to the feeling, which only makes it worse. So, if there's something that you identify as an issue with you, so just take a moment and just say, okay, I'm going to take this moment. Right now, I'm feeling angry. And the reason I'm feeling angry is okay. I'm just going to sit here for a moment and just know that I'm angry. And it's okay to be angry. We're just going to sit here in quiet in our anger and acknowledge it. But what we're not going to do is keep thinking about why we're so angry and get angrier. We're stopping it. We are just accepting the fact that I'm angry because of this. And it's okay to be angry. That's where we're stopping. We're not going further. Okay. Now, step two is I want you to determine what brain state you're currently at. And the first brain state is feeling great. The second brain state is feeling good. The third brain state is a little stressed. The fourth brain state is definitely stressed. And the fifth one is stressed out. Okay. Now, in step three, using the tools to shift your brain state, trigger a joy wire and rewire for joy. So, how do we do that? So, right now, if you're operating at a brain state 5, which is stressed out, we're going to look into and do a damage control tool. And we're going to see where you're at. And this will get you, it will get you to feeling good, feeling great. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is it takes 2 to 5 minutes to do this tool. And the goal is to calm your circuit. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is tell yourself or say it out loud, do not judge. Do not judge yourself or others. Do not judge. Tell yourself or say out loud, minimize harm. Okay. Number 3, tell yourself or say out loud, this will pass. It's just a wire. Okay. Now, repeat each phrase 10 to 20 times until you pop the circuit, meaning you snap yourself out of it. You will either feel joy, which is level number 1, or simply less stress, in which case you can identify your state and then use another tool to shift yourself higher. Okay. Now, the next one, stage 4 of a brain state, if you're definitely stressed, then the tool that I want you to use is the cycle tool. And so this is how we do the cycle tool. And again, this is to dismantle the circuit. Okay, now we're trying to dismantle the circuit. So this can take anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes for quick, or if you really dig in and want to go a step further, you can go deep and it could take up to 20 minutes. Okay, so now I want you to sit here and state the facts that created this circuit. Like, what happened? What triggered to cause this stress circuit to click on? Okay. Now, I want you to zero in on the stress circuit. Feel it. I feel angry that. I feel sad that. I feel guilty. I feel afraid. Whatever is combined in that, figure out what that is. What is an unreasonable expectation or belief that causes this to trigger me? Ask yourself that question. Okay. Build a joy circuit. So the way you do that is like, what new reasonable power belief I am choosing for myself? What would be the hard part of changing my belief? And what reward will I earn? So when you trigger this, what is the reward? Because right now your mind's built on, well, I'm not doing anything unless if there's a reward. So right now, reward yourself. What does that look like? What does that reward look like? If you diffuse this stress or this anger and you take it down a notch to where you're feeling calm, what does that joy look like to you? Okay. How do you reinforce that? Okay. So then the way you anchor that into you is that you drill it into yourself 10 times. Like, keep saying to believe over and over and over again. And then you're going to start to feel the surge of joy. And that's excellent, right? Okay. So the next part of this is I want you to think about, sorry, I'm making so much noise with my paper. But so now say you chose brain state 3. And that just shows that you're a little stressed out. Like, okay, I'm a little stressed. I'm not to the extreme, whatever. I'm now calming down. I'm at a different state, right? So there is where we need to tap in and do an emotional house cleaning. Yeah. Sounds fun, right? I know. What is the purpose of this? It releases stress immediately. And guess what? It only takes 1 minute. 1 minute. That's it. Right? So what happens is if you're feeling stress, then what I want you to do is express that negative emotion. Release it. Just say, that pissed me off cause whatever. Or I felt stressed out because I didn't have enough time, whatever the case may be. And cycle all 4. Like, I feel angry that, I feel sad that, I feel afraid that, I feel guilty about. Like, do those real quick. Like, I feel angry that da 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 happened, and I feel sad that I couldn't do this, and I feel afraid because of this, and I feel guilty because of this. And then express the positive emotions that you have because you caught this quick enough and you're feeling better. And so now you can show gratitude. You can show that you're happy, that you're secure, and you're proud because you caught it and you were able to take it down and feel that surge of joy. Okay? And remember that if you do this tool, it's going to take a minute. And after a minute, if you're still stressed and you still feel negative, then that might just mean that your level, that you didn't rate yourself high enough, that you might be in a higher level. Okay, because after each of these exercises, it should be quick enough that you see it immediately. So if not, then you may have been a step higher than you thought you were. Okay. All right. So you're feeling good. So we're feeling good. So now we got the feeling good where our goal is we're not accepting no mediocre. No, no, and no. So how do we do that? We take 1 minute and ask ourselves, how do I feel? Label it positive or negative and identify which is the strongest, if it's positive or negative. Okay. I'm over here bopping my head. It's either positive or negative. Okay. Just like when I taught you in the beginning, it's either F yes or it's a no. There is no in between. It's the same thing here. Like dig in. It's either positive or negative. Let's figure out which one it is. Ask yourself, what do I need? It can be anything that I need to eat. I feel lonely. Or maybe I just need to relax. Okay. Ask yourself, do I need support? If you feel that support from another person, such as a hug or a phone call, would help, reach out and take the opportunity for intimacy. It's okay. It can be safe. Yeah, really can. Last thing is do another check-in to see if your state has shifted to level 1 and you get a surge of joy. Right? All right. So if you check in with yourself and you are at a brain state 1 where you're just feeling great, well, guess what this exercise is? This is called the sanctuary tool. And what we're doing here is we're appreciating your joy. So we're lovingly observing and connecting to ourselves. We feel compassion for us and others. We feel a surge of joy. But most important, we get to celebrate that we feel joy. So I hope these exercises are just as profound to you that they were for me. Like when I tell you now, the moment something comes up, I identify it and I'm like, whoa, what is this? What is happening? And within a minute or so, it's gone. It's just gone. And it's beautiful. So, anyway, I will see all of you lovely souls tomorrow. And I hope you have an amazing day. And tomorrow we get to talk about moods and emotions. Yeah, the forbidden stuff, right? Yeah, it's the big no-no in the world that we live in now. So I will talk to all of you tomorrow.